Okay. So we got a oil leak on my oil pan. So I am going to change out the oil pan gasket today. Since it's really nice, the wind's not blowing. Alright, just set some jack stands under here. Safety first. And this jack likes to come down fast, so every time it kind of spooks me a little bit. Alright. That should give me enough room to slide underneath. And we're going to first drain the oil. And while we're underneath there, change the filter and whatnot. Alright, so there's my oil pan. And that's going to be a fun one to take off. My particular drain plug is right there. Make sure you have your oil pan, your drain container, opened up for the oil wheel collected there. And then we're going to take off all those bolts up in here. And the kit I got is a Fel-Pro. And they come with new bolts because they're a little bit longer and we'll have to tighten them down and you know, torque them down to spec. So we're gonna clean this up. I'm gonna sand this all down and repaint it. I'm gonna go with silver instead of orange. So we're gonna do that. Okay, let's see if I can get this oil, this little plug undone. Long-winded bolt. There we go. All right. Let it do its thing. And then we'll take that oil filter off. Okay, that's gonna take a while to drain. A lot of quartz in here. Okay, then I got these big old chompers. And then this will take the oil filter off. Let's see if I can get these up in there. And loosen these up. I might have to get both hands. We'll just let this oil drain all the way first. And then I'll really get up in there. Alright, I know it's kind of hard to see, but where we're dripping is the front main part of the oil pan. So anyway, it's almost done draining. So now I'm just going to go and take those bolts out and drop the oil pan, and then we'll clean it up, paint it, and reinstall it with being nice and shiny. Okay, so got the pan to drop, but now we're being hung up on my linkage across there. So I have to take these two. I'll take this nut off here. I'm just going to try and take this one off here. That one should maybe be able to give me enough room to make it drop. So we're going to take this one off first, and then if not, then we'll take that one off too. And then that way I can swing all the way down and I can get it off. So yeah, that's just how Corvettes are. So anyway, that's our next step. Okay, so all I did was took my pry bar here, stuck it in between, kind of hammered it, and popped out. All right, so now I can remove the oil pan. I'll pull it out from the other side. I got more room, and we'll clean it up from there. While that's draining, we'll clean that up here in a minute. This is the new Fel-Pro. It's a one-piece. So, and it comes with like little guide pins and everything. First thing we need to do, First thing we need to do is scrape off all that old gasket and get it cleaned up and prepared underneath there, and then we'll come back and work on this. So this is going to be a 2-day job for me, I can already tell you, because by the time I get that cleaned up and repainted and everything, it'll be the next day. So okay, so all I'm doing is I'm taking my little razor scraper and I'm just scraping along the top, get it nice and clean. Let's see if I can show you, maybe. I gotta slide in here. Tight quarters, tight quarters. Okay, so see, this is the old stuff, and I cleaned that side. So see how I got that all nice and clean and flat? So you need it to look like that. So I'm gonna be scraping all this crap off, and then don't forget to pull your rubber from the front and the rear. See right there where that little groove is? So, because that's where your gasket will connect. Usually it's a 4-piece, so it connects there, and then on the 2 sides, and then one on the front. But this one's a 1-piece, so it'll just go all up in there. When you put the new one in, there's these little guides. You can kind of see where it goes up into, you know, that little area. So you got to make sure that those are in there properly. And then you're going to put a little bit of that RTV right there in these corners, right there, kind of where that bolt hole is, or, you know, just a tab, you know, not a whole lot, just a little bit. The rest of it, the gasket is a dry gasket, so, you know, you don't want to be getting too crazy with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape this off, and then I'm going to come by and I'm going to take some carburetor cleaner and make sure it's nice and clean before I put it back in. All right, got me some battle wounds here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, cut me pretty good. I mean, I'll be okay, but yep, right there on the finger. I'll survive. So now let's clean this all up. There we go. Take the sticker off. That's not gonna come off. I'm gonna have to use a wire brush and some tools. Maybe just a sander. Yeah, maybe just a sander. That'll probably do it. Get the majority off. I'm gonna drag this outside for the dust stays out there. Okay, so that got the majority off, and I took, this is 40 grit. Try and get all the big corners. Use all the corners and stuff I couldn't get with the sander. Try and get all this gunk off. As you can see, it has a little bit of rust that was forming underneath the paint. So what we're going to do is we're going to have some, I think it's Oso. That'll clean it right up. let's get some of that Oso on there. Wipe it down. And then, because it's an acid. Yeah, so this is the stuff. So, stops rust, prepares rust surfaces for painting. Alright, let's blow this off first. Alright. Supposed to let it soak in there, but what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna wipe it down and get in those areas that could before. Maybe I'll get this rag real. There we go. This stuff seems to clean pretty well. And it stops that rust. So just see all that rust coming off. Really good stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to take a wire brush. I'm running out of battery on the camera. So I'm just going to take a brush, clean it up, and just regular paint it. That's it. I mean, and then tomorrow we'll stick it back in and get it installed in the car. Okay, so I charged my phone up a little bit, so we got a little more juice here, or my camera. And so I painted the plug black. Go in there. It was originally orange, and that's the only thing orange on my car. Everything else, the block and everything else, is black. So I figured, oh, I'll just paint it that silver. It's not a perfect paint job by any means or anything. It's underneath the car. The only people that are going to see it are me and whoever's changing my oil, if I have somebody else change the oil. I went with instead of a Wix, I'm going to go with a K&N. It has the little top or the nut on the end to help take it off. And yeah, so we're going to let this sit overnight. And like I said, we'll come back. We'll come back tomorrow and finish it up. Get some of these tools out of the way. Don't want the wife coming in here and tripping and then yelling at me. So yeah, I still got to clean up underneath. That oil pickup screen, it's a little loose, so I got to look and see what's going on with it. If it's just a little rubber that I need to replace, or what. But you know, it's just sitting in there. It's loose. I mean, it fits and everything. It's just I'd like it just a little bit tighter. But yeah, yeah, that oil filter screen, pickup screen. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.